What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Baldman Reacts. Might notice things are a little different on the channel. My longtime friend and amazing person, Jeff Balance, hooked me up with some graphics for the channel. He runs a company called 119 Design. They're absolutely phenomenal. And I've known Jeff for a long time. I've known Jeff since '04, right after I left the Army the first time, left active duty, and moved to Richmond. He was playing guitar in a band on Unhinge with another amazing soul and Jeff's longtime best friend and heterosexual life mate, Mike Martin. Mike left us a couple of months ago, and he unfortunately moved on. Getting the graphics from Jeff today really brought back the memories of the first times I got a chance to meet them, get to know Mike and Jeff and the rest of the band. Saw them at this tiny little shithole club in Richmond called the Nancy Ray Gun, right outside of VCU's campus. They were doing this local Battle of the Bands from Painted Red Promotions, and got really close to these guys. You know, they're amazing musicians doing a different take on metalcore, and just great guys. You know, struck up a good friendship. Got to know them really well, and been friends with them ever since. You know, so much support when I deployed. Not too long after that, about a year roughly, and so getting this stuff really brought all those memories back, and seeing them for the first time, watching their set, hitting this tiny club that had these horrible little bleachers nailed to the walls. It looked like bleachers that you might see in an elementary or middle school auditorium or gym, just hooked up, just nailed onto the side of the wall. The place was terrible. It didn't breathe. There was no ventilation. Smoking was still a thing in Richmond back then, so you could barely breathe, and you were constantly walking out the venue in between sets. But the first track I ever heard from them was a song called A Different View. So today, I'm gonna listen to this one and remember Mike, because these memories are kind of fresh at the moment. And I'm just going to take you guys along for the ride. You know, it may not be something you're digging, make you go, man, why aren't you getting to my request? But regardless, video's going up. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you check it out. Yeah, these guys have been defunct for a long time now, but still one of my favorite local bands. Some incredible times. So, the band is Unhinge. The track is A Different View. And this one's from Mike. Here we go. I always remember seeing Jeff on the left side, Mike ripping away on guitar on the right. The bass player throwing himself around like he was having convulsions. Elmo was sitting behind the kit. Josh did with vocals, but eventually he started playing bass. Mike doing his cousin hit headbang. Always at this point, throwing his feet up, slamming around next to his rig. Mike, typically when he went in angry guitar phase, was always smiling. Even when something stupid would happen during a gig, the guy would always smile. Truly one of the happiest, nicest, most caring individuals I've ever had the pleasure of meeting in my life. And calling a friend. When I was in Iraq, I'd get a message every now and then. Hey brother, it's been a while. Just checking on you. Hope you're doing okay. We were so busy that I didn't get a whole lot of time for communication. And yeah, it was a little difficult in 23. You just kind of want to, well, at least I kind of wanted to focus on the mission and shut down a little. But the shirt I always used to wear to the gym, or well, shirt I wore to the gym a lot in Kuwait, but shirt I was wearing to the gym and or hanging out in the room just when I wanted to remember home was the Unhinge shirt that he handed me after a gig once. You know, that was Unhinge, and a different view and kind of a different reaction for me, where it's more reflecting on memories of somebody and not completely talking about the track. Track wise, I always enjoyed Josh's vocals. The different solos were always great. They had a really heavy guitar tone, especially live. They were using a modified B tuning before a lot of people were using a modified B tuning, and it was always crushing whenever they play in a venue. They used to bring their own sound guy. These guys were so awesome. Were so great with setting up and tearing down that they'd be on and off stage within like 10 minutes. They'd just be ready to go. It was always a pleasure whenever you booked them or helping work that aspect of the show. And Mike was one of the nicest dudes. He would help other bands set up, help other bands tear down, stick around, anything you needed, man. Always happy, either drinking or not drinking. I know after a while he stopped, but he and his wife and his family are all just absolutely great people. And I know it's a big loss. It's a big loss for anybody that knew the guy. He's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man. And he's good people. And with everything that phrase means if you're from the South or you've lived in the South. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and going through this one. I appreciate it. I'll get it back to your subscriber requests, I promise, right after this one. Thank you for all the support. It's been incredible. I appreciate it so much. It means the world. It really does. I get a smile on my face every time I log in, and I've got new comments to respond to or new videos to put on the list. Yes, I do actually have an Excel spreadsheet with all of your requests, so I can make sure I get through them as soon as possible. Thank you. Thank you to all my law enforcement, military, veterans, and first responders for what you guys do every day. I know it's tough. I know it's hard, especially during the holidays, especially when you're deployed, or just working really long, crappy hours. But what you do makes a difference. It might not seem like it, but it does. As always, you have been awesome. I have been Baldman. Mike, we miss you. Keep that banging, everyone. I'll see you.